request everyone to not crosstalk. For online audience, I'd request you to put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. And in case you need to step out of the meeting, please turn off your video. This would help avoid distraction for speakers. And finally, coming to our passion, Eloquent is the third consecutive President's Distinguished Club. Huge salute to the blood and sweat of members and the EC who have worked tirelessly to make this happen. Now I'll hand it over to Presiding Officer Sharad to take it forward.
Thank you so much, Yatin. Let's have a huge round of applause for Yatin. And we are meeting up after the Holi, and I hope everybody have a wonderful and colorful Holi. And in this, we have today's theme, stories, rewriting our stories. So it's a wonderful theme, which I suppose like everybody has stories of their own life, and everybody want to express them in forms of stories. Why stories are important? Maybe because we can connect with them better. We can have a linger effect so that every small cherishable moments are remembered by us. And with this, I would like to introduce the guest of the meeting as well. So, Saurav, would you can come and introduce yourself to the club?
Hello, good morning, all of you. I am Saurabh, and right now I'm doing BCA from JK Business School. Apart from my study, I also doing an internship with SecureStack, where I learn cybersecurity and cloud computing. That's it. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We have one more guest with us today, guest Vivek. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Vivek. I'm chartered accountant by profession and working in a private limited company, basically KPMG consulting company. So yeah, I'm put up in Gurgaon and nice to looking forward to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Guest Vivek, for joining us today.
Thank you.
The sound has got connected to the TV.
We should have. What is this 55 ETU?
Can you select that? Let's try it.
Okay. Anyone can confirm? Is the audio is clear?
Speak once.
Yeah.
If you can just speak once, so we want to check whether
Our audio is clear by coming from TV instead of laptop.
You know, to Toastmaster Pallavi.
Toastmaster Pallavi, can you say something?
Can you hear us?
It's so beautiful.
I think it's better now. Yeah. This I would like to hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, and let's have a huge round of applause for her.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever wondered how different our life would have been if we have taken different decisions? Maybe a different decision in a career, maybe a different life partner, or maybe even if some of us would have joined Toastmaster before, our life would have been better before itself. And I believe that all of us feel that at different areas of our life, that if we had done this, this would have happened. So today the theme is rewriting our own stories. So today we are going to talk about our stories. What stops us from rewriting, taking different decisions, or taking another decision to mend the first one or the second one that we had taken. So that is going to be the theme of today, where we are going to interact a lot, talk about our decisions, and in the end, eventually take a resolution of what we want to change. So I'll move to the structure of the meeting for the benefit of the guest. The meeting is divided into 3 sections. The first one is the prepared speeches section. And today I understand that we have 2 speakers who are going to come here and give speeches. The second one is the table topic section. And today we have our Toastmaster Arjun, who is going to lead it for the first time. I wish you all the best. So it's going to be a fun section where everybody will be given a topic on the spot and they have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Then the third portion will be the evaluation section, where we would have our evaluators and the journal evaluator and his team and her team as well, who will come up and give their evaluation overall for the meeting and the speeches as well. So that was about the structure. So now I want to share a story with you. So I was recently reading a book named Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I'm not sure if any one of you has read it. Has anyone read it? I've heard of it. Yeah. So it's a story about Noora, and it's a fiction. So in this story, Noora gets a chance to change the decisions of her life. She gets into a library, it's a fiction, where she has choices to pick different books, and each book signifies different aspects of her life. So, for example, if I pick book A, it has a decision that I took in past, but now it is reversed. For example, I decided to join ABC firm in Gurgaon, and I regret it. So in this case, Noora, if Noora wants to change that decision, she can pick book A, which has a reverse decision that now she moved to London for a job rather than working in Gurgaon. So like that, she had different choices to make. And believe me, Noora tried n number of books. She was moving in and out, trying different books to see what if I change this? I will be happy now. In some of the versions, she was having a great life, chilling on the beach, earning thousands of money, being an investment banker. But in these aspects, sometimes her parents were not alive. Sometimes her romantic life was not good when her career was good. So all the aspects of her life, health, relationships, career, they were never going in a straight line. And she tried n number of books to see that. And in the end, to just shortly summarize the book, she finally agreed that her original life was the best one and she wants it back. And she always had the choice to rewrite her own stories, which she never took the courage of or a decision to change. So I really liked the book, and it triggered me to pick that topic and discuss with all of you. So for example, if now we get a chance to get into a midnight library, let's suppose there is a bookshelf behind me, and you all have choices to pick different books, which signifies different decisions that you had taken, and now you can change it. So would anyone like to speak which decision they would want to change and how they would want their life to turn out to be, which book they would want to try? Rashmi.
So I think if I had to change one decision, then so in school, when I was in school in my childhood, I did not take the swimming lessons, and I did regret it till date. So I think last year only I started taking the classes. So I've already, I've already rewritten my story, I would say, but still on the way.
Rashmi, sorry, your voice was fluctuating in the start. So what did you say regarding your childhood, the first two sentences?
So I was saying, Pallavi, that the one decision that I regret is that I have not taken the swimming classes when I was in school. Yeah, so I've changed it, like last year only I've started taking the classes and I've started rewriting my story.
That's good, Rashmi. Indeed, swimming is very important. I understand the basics in swimming, driving. I think all of us should know. Agreed. Anyone else? Anyone from the online audience as well? Pallavi, I can see your smiling face. Maybe you would like to say something.
Definitely, when I think back, like 10 years, 20 years, I want to change so many things. The one thing which I would feel that if I would have taken that action at that time, my life would have been different. It's during my college time. My father's health was not in a great shape, and he kept postponing seeing doctor because of my education, because of my sister's education, because of our because of his work commitments, and because of that, I think his health suffered, and we lost him. So I think if I get a chance today to rewrite the history, I'll just go back there and I'll just prioritize his health over everything. And if I do that, I think today he would have survived. So this is something which I really have a regret in life, because I was not that smart at that time. I was a kid, so that's the mistake I think I made, and there's no going back. I also acknowledge that.
Thank you, Pallavi, for sharing your perspective and your story. Yeah, Anurag.
When I was in my 30s, I want to change a lot of things. I thought it would have been better if I have gone with the alternative. But as I growing old, I am in 35s, a little higher there. I'm reading different books. I think life has its own perspective. Everything happens for a reason. That's why I say you can connect the dots only going backward, not going forward. So I think destiny, your luck, when your time will come, it will click automatically. Sometimes we push a lot of hustle and bustle we do in our life to achieve something, it doesn't result in anything. So that's my perspective. Maybe now I'm shifting from 30 to 40. That's why that thoughts are coming to me. Yeah, that's my perspective.
Thank you, Anurag. And now we know your age. Thank you for sharing your perspective. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would like to share something.
Yeah, Vish.
So, in general,
That's okay.
about life, again, I totally resonate with what Anurag mentioned. When you are in your 20s, you have a lot of regrets about what if in college I would have done this, then my life would have been different. Maybe I'm also the same age bracket as Anurag. So as I'm growing older, maybe I'm becoming much more wiser, and I have realized that whatever has happened, it happens for a reason. So that's my general perspective about life, which has shaped in last 3-4 years. Having said that, I do have one moment where I feel like if I could go back in time, I can change it, would have changed my life. So a couple of years back, we were supposed to go on a trip to Vietnam on Wednesday. On Sunday, like I prefer to do any physical activity, and because I could not do anything else, I decided to go and play football. Now I don't know. That was probably the only time when I had some gut feeling that it's probably not a right decision before such a important trip. Like you are jeopardizing that trip for just one game of football. But if I somehow went to play the football, and I had a slight injury during that game, which kind of bothers me slightly even now. So I just like think that if I could not have played that game that day, maybe like I have played football since the last 12 months, I would have been playing it now. Again, it's a domino effect. You never know that it would have happened. But yeah, that's probably the only day where I feel like I could go back and I can say that maybe the current circumstances will be different.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, like till we don't take the decision, we don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
So we had to eventually jump in and take the decision. So thank you everyone for sharing your perspective. Now I think we can move to the next section where I will invite the general evaluator to introduce herself and her team. And before that, sir, are you a guest? Would you like to introduce yourself? You're a Toastmaster. Okay. So Toastmaster Pallavi, over to you, and you can introduce yourself and your tag team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidushi. Good morning, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. I'm Pallavi Singh, and I will be your general evaluator for today. I will do the evaluation not alone, but with my tag team. The tag team stands for Timer, R-Counter, R-Counter, and Grammarian. And before I call them on stage, I would like to share a quote, which I believe it says a lot about why evaluation is important. The quote is by Simon Sinek. It states, "The goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better tomorrow." I'll repeat. The goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better tomorrow. I believe that this quote states why evaluation is important. Evaluation gives us a way to get a constructive feedback, and so that we can go back home and work on ourselves and get better by tomorrow. Now it's time. I would like to call my tag team on stage. I'll start with Timer. And for the Timer, I don't see any name.
I'm taking the timer for Pallavi. And counter role is still open. So anybody would like to take forward? Counter role. What do I have to do in this?
You have to count the filler word like so you have that. Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Pallavi, I'm the timer and Vinith is taking the counter.
Okay, I think I'm not able to see the face. Who said that I'm gonna?
Sharad is the timer and Vineet is our
Can you sit over there?
Okay. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Sharad on stage and
Right.
explain how he gonna time all of us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi. Today I'm taking the timer role, and for the timer role, I need to keep the track of the time of the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluator. And I will showing green card in the prepared speech section after the 5 minutes, and after the end of 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card, and after the end of 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. And in the table topic section, timing would be 1 minute for the green card. And after the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And after the end of 2 minutes, I'll show the red card with a grace period of 30 seconds in prepared speeches and table topic section. And for the evaluation section, I'll show the green card after the end of 2 minutes and yellow card after the end of 2 minutes 30 seconds. And I'll show the red card after the end of 3 minutes. And with this, I'll share my report at the end when called upon by the general evaluator. And also I'll share my screen for the online audience to see the timer cards. Thank you and over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharad. Now I would like to call the second element, the second person from my tag team, that is our counter. And for our counter role is being played by Toastmaster Vineet. Could you please come on stage and describe how you're gonna evaluate?
Hi everyone, I'm playing the role of the TM counter. I guess my role, my work responsibility is to count the filler words and maybe note any grammatical mistakes.
Just filler words.
Just filler words, okay. So that just filler word it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vineet. For your clarification, for grammar, we have grammarian. And for today, we have a very special Toastmaster Rashmi playing the role of grammarian. I'll call her on stage.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, I'll be listening to all the speeches and responses, and I'll keep track of good usage and not so good usage of English language. And before starting, I'll like to introduce you to the word of the day. And the word of the day is sagacious. Sagacious means having or showing good judgment or understanding. I'll repeat that. Sagacious means having or showing good judgment or understanding. For example, I made a sagacious choice by joining Eloquent Toastmasters to hone my public speaking skills. Next is phrase of the day. And the phrase of the day is hit the ground running. That means to start something with great energy and enthusiasm. For example, I'll hit the ground running by providing insightful feedback at the end of the meeting. So I will encourage everyone to incorporate word of the day and phrase of the day in your speeches. And if anyone notices usage of these words and phrases, you can show us thumbs up by appreciating the speaker. And yeah, I'm looking forward to all the speeches and great usage of the word of the day and phrase of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. So here was my tag team. We will be evaluating the whole Toastmaster meeting, and I, with my tag team, will share the report by end of the meeting. And now I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster Vidushi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi and the tag team for the lovely introductions. So moving ahead to our theme of the day, which is rewriting our own story. So guys, before we come to the section where we talk about the factors that keep us stuck for taking decisions or rewriting our story, let's talk about our stories or our experiences where we felt stuck in life and we somehow rewrote our story. So we were stuck, then we took the decision also. So I start with myself. So this is about my career. So I started my career 5 years back. This was with a Big 4 consulting firm, and I was very happy at that time. Like every college kid would be that I am going to work at this place, this is the brand name, and I'm going to live a lavish life. It was later that we understand that what they pay is peanuts and what actually is happening to us. But at that point, I was very happy. I was happy to an extent that I did not even logically evaluate what exactly I'm going to do there, what will be my job responsibility, how will I balance my personal life, and how I'm going to manage the works. I didn't think of anything at that point. I was just happy. I just like the brand name. I just like people coming to me, congratulating me that, Vidushi, I finally cracked it. So I started my career. As I told you, I was very happy. I started my career. First few months were very good. I was just enjoying the tag, meeting new people. I just loved the freedom that, oh, I'm going to, have my own money now. I don't have to ask anyone. I can go anywhere. I can buy anything. So first few months were very good. Eventually, after the third month, it hit me what I was actually doing in my life. I was not liking the work. I was not liking the team culture. And on top of that, I was a very underconfident person. Underconfident to an extent that people would bully me, do bad to me, give me extra work, and I would do everything quietly and did not raise my voice. And more than work, I think this was the reason that I was not happy. So I dragged myself for 2 years. You won't believe I dragged myself to it for 2 years because I was not confident enough to raise it. There were two choices, right? That either I raise it, I resolve it wherever I was. Second choice was that you just need the job. It's just a job. I was not confident enough for both the choices. So I dragged it for 2 years, in fact, even more than 2 years. Then eventually, I spoke to some of my friends and they told me that everybody starts their career somewhere and you need to take decision. You need to understand the issue and move forward. It was right at that time I was evaluating things, how I can speak up, how I can build my confidence, and I joined Toastmasters also right at the end of that year. So that is one story or one side of my life where I was stuck and I had to take a decision. So this was my story, like from the career side. So any one of you would also like to share any story. It could be from the personal side, career side, health side, any aspect of life.
I can share one story. So similar to yours, I think I also have a story to share from my career. So when I completed my MBA, like you, I joined a consulting firm, thinking that so consulting is one of the coveted jobs when you do your MBA, and because everyone was going after consulting, even I wanted to get there, and I ended up getting a job in one of these so-called coveted firms. And I think within 6 months, within a few months, I realized that it wasn't for me because the work culture was not good. Uh, they expected us to work like 16, 17 hours a day with no weekends a lot of times. So I was like totally exhausted mentally and physically. And I think within 6 months, I just decided that I'm going to leave this without having a job in hand. It was like another task, finding another job after that. But yeah, this is one decision which I took. That I just wanted to share.
Yeah, for everyone, we are not against consulting. If some of you loves consulting, it's a good job for people for whom it is working well. Anybody else? Anyone from the online audience? Yeah, Pallavi.
So let me share my experience. I'm not in consulting, but I'm in IT, and I have a similar experience where I left my job because I was not treated at the right in the workspace, and I didn't have a job. So that's how I took control over my life. Where I, like in my workplace, it used to happen. I joined in Chennai, Bank of America, and there was a lot of discrimination against women in terms of giving responsibilities and giving ownership. And I just started as a fresher, and it was like a shocking thing for me because my father had two daughters, and we were raised with a mindset that there's no difference between a boy and a girl. And suddenly I was part of a team where there was so much discrimination. So I took a stand. I just left the job. I just had 2, 3 years of experience. It was easy to find a job. In a month's time, I got a new job and a better culture for sure. So it's just not consultation, it's also IT, which had a similar culture sometimes.
All right. Thank you, Pallavi, for sharing your story. It seems like we are bitching about our jobs and corporate culture. Anyone has a personal story also other than work? Anyone from online audience or in this room? Vishal?
I mean, I've shared once, if nobody else is speaking. Again, I think this is not strictly professional or strictly personal. It kind of touches both the aspects of my life. So I'm consulting. Sorry for that. But yeah, the office hours are crazy. Like 12 hours, 13 hours are the norms every day. And that ever since I got married, that's when I shifted to consulting. And that was kind of affecting my personal life as well. Like I was, always anxious of, what if someone needs this information from me, etc., etc. Then in our organization, we have some lovely programs. One of them is Women in Consulting. So one of my mentors told me that, like you need to establish a boundary between your personal and professional life. So I took that advice. I like uninstalled LinkedIn from my mobile. I switched off notification for Outlook, Teams, etc. So now that if I like close my laptop at 9, I don't change it again. Again, that's not strictly professional, but that one decision has had a good, profound impact on me in the past 1 year. I am much more calm, much more relaxed, and I just don't feel the need to, be answerable to everyone for 24 hours a day. So yeah, that's the one decision that I think I have taken well.
That's great, Vishal. You could figure out a solution. So this reminded me of my consulting time. So this was my first year. Like I was sharing my story in addition to that. So that time I used to commute from North Delhi to Gurgaon office. In metro, it was like 2 hours one side. So I used to be free. Generally, I used to read a book or listen to music in the metro or the shuttle. So once I had a lot of work. And I was working with a senior manager who was not a very good guy. So he used to say a lot of bitchy things if you don't do your work on time and things. So in the metro also that day I was working, which I generally never used to do. So I was sitting on the corner seat. So as you know that we might have to give that seat to somebody who is handicapped or who is in a need more than us. So a pregnant woman came. She asked me to give the seat, which made sense. But I had the courage to tell her that I can't give my seat because my boss is after my life. So she just kept staring me for 10 seconds that I had the courage to say that, but I did not have the courage to say it to my boss that I can't do this work. So at that time, I could not give the seat, and I requested the lady who was sitting next to me that why don't you give it? I'm very anxious. I have to complete my work. So at that time, I just did it, and everybody was staring at me. It was a ladies' coach, and all the aunties were like, "What is this girl?" But after I went home that night, when I reflected back to it, I realized that it was really bad for me. That I did not think about that woman, and I was so engrossed in work that I have to reconsider what I'm doing. So yeah, just one of consulting stories. So anybody has any story before we move forward? We can take one more person as well. All right, so I think we can move to the next section, which is the prepared speeches section. So to start with, our first speaker is Toastmaster Simran. And before that, I would like to invite the evaluator, which is Toastmaster Anurag, to introduce her pathway and the details.
So Toastmaster Simran is giving her speech on the pathways presentation summary. The purpose of her speech is presenting a well-organized speech, and the project is writing a speech with purpose. For title, I'll leave it for the team to disclose. Okay.
Thank you.
And best of luck for your speech.
Slow down to speed up, Toastmaster Simran. Toastmaster Simran, slow down to speed up. Over to you, all the best.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let's play a quick game. Imagine you are in a race. You start running, pushing yourself to the limit. But the finish line keeps moving further and further away. No matter how fast you go, you never seem to reach it. Sounds exhausting, right? That's exactly how life feels when you treat it like a competition. Constantly comparing ourselves to others, always chasing the next big thing, and feeling like we're falling behind. From classrooms to careers, we are always pushed to run faster, achieve more, and keep up with everyone else. Even movies show us that life is a race. And in cricket, we admire fast scorers, but sometimes a well timed inning wins the game. Today, however, I want to share with you all that sometimes the best way to move forward is to slow down. Think about a chef. If they rush a dish, it turns out half cooked. If an artist rushes a painting, the details get lost. Life works the same way. Some things take time to develop. In school, I was always ahead in academics. Became head girl twice, an NTSC scholar, played Kho at state level, basically outshining the scholars of my class by my stash of trophies and medals. But when it came to the JEE exam, I pushed myself harder than ever, only to fall short of my expectations. For days, I was consumed with self doubt, wondering if I had actually absolutely ruined my future. But thankfully, I have very supportive parents who made me realize that speed doesn't always equal success. And the world is full of stories that prove this. Taking your time allows you to truly understand what you're doing and build something meaningful. Just like how J.K. Rowling took years of rejection before publishing Harry Potter. And Colonel Sanders was in his 60s before KFC became a global success. Which brings us to our first conclusion that rushing doesn't always lead to success. Another thing is that slowing down helps you discover new opportunities. Because let's be real, rushing through life is like how you end up putting salt in your coffee instead of sugar. When we are too focused on running ahead, we miss what's around us. Some of the greatest inventions and discoveries happened because people took a step back, observed, and allowed ideas to unfold naturally. Even in our own lives, the moment we pause and reflect can often lead to the biggest breakthroughs. Shah Rukh Khan, for instance, he started as a TV actor, faced multiple setbacks, and almost quit the industry. But by embracing the slow growth, he became Bollywood's King Khan. Similarly, Ratan Tata's patience and long term vision made Tata Group a global success. Now, I mention these personalities because they remind us that setbacks and slow progress don't mean failure. They are just life's way of buffering, like a bad Wi Fi. Finally, the best things take time because let's face it, instant noodles may take only 2 minutes to cook, but a good biryani takes hours. We live in an era of instant gratification, fast internet, fast result, fast food. But real success, meaningful relationships, and personal growth all take time. You wouldn't expect a toddler to run a marathon, right? So, why do we expect ourselves to have everything figured out instantly? Whether it's building a career, mastering a skill, or even understanding yourselves. It all takes time, and that's absolutely fine. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Simran, slowing down sounds great, but how do I actually do it in a world that never stops moving? I'll suggest you three simple ways. First one being practice mindful pauses. Take short breaks during your day to reflect. Even a 5-minute breather can help you reset your mind. Second, limit the comparison game. This is the most crucial one because we all know that social media makes it look like everyone's ahead. But remember, people only post their highlights and not their struggles. So focus on your own journey. Third, celebrate small wins. Success isn't just about a big milestone. Acknowledge small victories, they keep adding up over time. So, fellow Toastmasters, next time you feel FOMO creeping in, take a deep breath and remember, sometimes slowing down is actually the biggest flex. Embrace the details, trust the process, and most importantly, move at your own pace. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simran. It was lovely to hear your perspective. And now I feel like having a biryani. I think I know the menu for the lunch now, so thank you for that. So, moving ahead to our second speaker. Do we give 1 minute now for everyone to give the feedback? So everyone can take a minute to give feedback to Toastmaster Simran on WhatsApp. So now we can move to the next speaker, which is Toastmaster Kashyap. And before that, I would like to invite Toastmaster Vishan, who is his evaluator, to explain the purpose, project, and the pathway details. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tulsi. So my target speaker today is Toastmaster Kashyap, who is delivering project 2 of the Pathway Motivational Strategies. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note that the time duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. Kashyap, all the best for your speech, and I'll hand it back to Toastmaster of the day to reveal the topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Taste of India, a journey through food and connection. Toastmaster Kashyap. Toastmaster Kashyap, Taste of India, a journey through food and connection. All the best.
So have you ever been in a room full of strangers, feeling a little bit awkward? But when someone brings up food, it's almost magical, isn't it? One moment, there's a moment of silence. And next, there is this animated talks of people, talking about their childhood favorite dishes, their childhood flavors, and that one dish that they never forget. So, food is an incredible power. I mean, food as it is an incredible power. It has an incredible power where it breaks barriers, sparks conversations, and also builds connections. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. This is about my journey so far, where food has always given me some unexpected connections, both personally and professionally. My college days. My college was like a mini India. People from different states, different traditions, and different festivals. and different countries. But among all these, beyond our diverse backgrounds, there was one thing that always brought us together: food. It started with simple conversations. What is the best street food in your city? You say that you've never tried this dish before? So, coming back to after our semester breaks, when my friends, hostel friends, used to return from their hometown, the hostel was filled. It transformed into grand food festival. My Nepalese friend gave me a piece of churpi, a soft, hard cheese. I took a bite and started chewing and chewing until I finally gave up. He laughed and said, "It's not about a snack. It's about patience." My Bhutanese friend was making suja, a salted butter tea. Excited and expected that it would be sweet. But as I took a sip, I coughed. It was salty. Then as I took more sips, it felt oddly comforting. That is when I realized that food is not about just eating. It's about sharing a piece of home. As my career journey, my life was mainly about traveling, meeting clients, site visits, presentations. But time and again, it made me realize that beyond these business about talking about strategies, report, or numbers, whenever food entered into the conversation, it just opened a new world. I still remember one memorable memory from my Nagpur trip. It was a very incredible hot day. And I was on a site visit, meeting my client, and we were discussing, meeting my client and his engineers, talking about the site setups, server setups, optimizing the solutions, etc. We were in deep technical discussions in that incredible hot weather in the site. And suddenly, my client's partner arrives and says, "Guys, have you had lunch? It's late." And then my client looked into me and said, "Kashyap ji, shall we go for lunch? South Indian?" Now, yes, I love South Indian food, but I heard about a Sauji cuisine from my Maharashtrian friends. So I looked into my client and said, "Sauji?" His eyes lit up. Others peered up. Calls were made. Suggestions were exchanged. And then we went to a famous Sauji restaurant in Nagpur, recommended by my client. When we arrived at the restaurant, the owner welcomed us like family. And then the feast arrives. Sauji mutton, beja fry, Sauji patodi, a vegetarian delicacy, and baingan aloo. When I tasted this baingan aloo, my client smiled and said, "There is this saying in Nagpur that if there is no baingan aloo in a wedding, it's not a wedding." I was stunned. And then when I tasted it, I understood that food also carries history food also carries identity. Now, when reflecting on my journeys, I came along with these books. I came along with these books by K.T. Acharyas and Shashi Tharoor. It reflected my journey back. I'm in India. Just like its food is an intricate blend of flavors and influences. Food is not just about eating. It's about listening, sharing, and understanding. So, my friends, next time when you sit down for a meal, don't just eat. Ask about the dish. Ask the story behind it. By doing so, you would not only, it will open a new world with more friendship, connection, and a lasting memory that will stay forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashyap. You were amazing. And for sure, after hearing to the two speakers, we need to go for a good lunch now. And everybody wants the meeting to end quickly so that we can go for lunch. Great, guys. So for Toastmaster Kashyap, also, we can take a minute to give the feedback. All right, has everybody given the feedback? Should we move ahead? So now moving to the next section, where we talk about the reasons or the factors that keep us stuck from rewriting our own story. So you know what, guys? I don't want to start my gym this month. I think I'll go after 2 months. Yeah, I know I took a resolution. I had to start from January. But you know what? The weather is not right. And also the trainer whom I really like and admire, with whom I really wanted to train, and he's my crush also. So he's on leaves. He can also join by that time, so I'll join at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, inaction, waiting for the perfect time, is one of the key reasons, as per me, which keeps us stuck from rewriting our story. In the previous session also, when Arjun was a TMOD, this was one of the takeaways that I took with me, and I shared also, that action brings happiness. This was one of the lessons that I took. And today also, I want to re-highlight that point, that we keep waiting for the right moment to take action and rewrite our stories. And this is one of the factors that for me, I think I need to work on. It is up to all of us to evaluate what is the key factor for us. Even though we wait for the right moment, we should make a sagacious choice and we should move forward. Moving to the next point, and before I move to that, does any one of you have any reason that you feel is the key reason that you want to share before I move to my list that you have felt or experienced in your life? Any opinion? All right. So I'll move to the next one, to the list that I have made. The next one is fear of judgment and criticism. So all the time we are around people, we are around humans, where we have judgments, which is very natural. Even right now, I'm sure everybody has judgment. And I would have thoughts in my head, am I looking right? Am I speaking right? how would Rashni be thinking about me? How would Vishal be thinking about me? How would Pallavi be thinking about me? Is my content right? So that is very natural, which is applicable to all of us, which I think is one of the key reasons that also comes in the way to rewrite our story, that we keep thinking about the world more than us. We forget that we love our own self more rather than thinking about other people. So that was the second one that I wanted to highlight. Coming to the third one, which is self-doubt. So sometimes we lack confidence, where we don't feel that we have the courage, we have the confidence to take another decision, to rewrite our story, to say something to somebody or to confront somebody. So that also, I believe, is one of the key reasons that is also a limiting factor. So this is the list that I had based on my experiences. That is why I wanted to interact with you all. So if you have any other reason that you have felt other than the list that we discussed, please feel free to speak up. Anybody has any opinion?
I think sometimes we put the limits on ourselves. Sometimes we don't think beyond a certain limit due to any societal restrictions or the way we were looking at things or the way people around us looking at things. So sometimes we have to put ourselves in a different environment to think beyond the limits that we have set for ourselves. So I think this would be one of the reasons.
Yeah, correct. The society and the limiting factor. Yeah, completely valid. Yeah, I could see a hand raised.
Hi, Vishaka. Sorry, I joined the meeting late. But I think your question is what are some limiting factors, right? Which stop us from, I would say also lack of reflection sometimes is a limiting factor where you're really not sitting and introspecting and reflecting about what do you want to really change. And that lack of clarity then becomes a limiting factor, I feel.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Vishaka, for highlighting that. I think self-introspection is very important so that we know what exactly is the issue and what should be changed before. If we don't even know that, then we don't know what should be changed, right? That's the first thing to know what the problem is. Thank you, Vishaka, for highlighting that. So I think if we don't have any other hand raised, we can move to the next section. So guys, the upcoming section is going to be fun. And sorry.
How do you know?
I have full confidence on Toastmaster Arjun. So now it's time to move to the table topic section, and I would like to hand to our own Toastmaster Arjun, who is going to be a debutant table topic master today. Over to you, Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Badushin. First of all, thank you very much for such an enlightening session of rewriting our own stories, which is very important. Sometimes we miss out and we keep pondering on the same story again and again. So before starting the theme of revealing the theme of today's session, this happened about 2 weeks ago. This lady was cooking meals at a kitchen. The mother-in-law was there in the next room. Her daughter was crying on the bed. Husband and brother-in-law, they were getting ready for the office. It was the morning time. She was cooking breakfast. Now the small daughter was crying. So she obviously had to go attend to her. She was asking for, milk. So she wanted to breastfeed milk to the small baby. But at the same time, she also was doing a very important duty because the husband had to go to office. Brother-in-law had to rush to the office. So she just requested her mother that, mother, could you please, food is ready. I've done my duty. Could you please serve the food to your son, both of your sons, so that meanwhile I can go breastfeed my daughter. She's crying from last 30 minutes. Mother said that it is your duty to cook and serve. I cannot interfere. You have to take care of. But how could a mother, cannot go and feed her daughter who was crying? So she just left cooking. Cooking was anyway done. She left the kitchen and went and started feeding milk to a small baby. In the meanwhile, the brother-in-law started shouting that, I'm getting late for my office. And for you, feeding your daughter is more important than serving food to me. And there was this argument suit between both of them. And this lady couldn't take it. How is it that, I have feeding milk to my baby is my duty. I've already cooked the food. I've told mother to serve the food. Mother is not ready to serve. Why can't you help yourself? Try to understand. And, they started shouting and raising voice. And meanwhile, the sister of this lady was also there in the house. And she also started arguing with the, brother-in-law that why are you shouting at her? And, it is her duty to feed her daughter. Just leave her alone and you please help yourself. And meanwhile, some wrong words were shared. And the husband was so long patiently hearing everything. And he comes, husband, and husband tells, he becomes suddenly enraged, and he just catches hold of the neck of this lady's sister and pushes her towards the wall. Now, this lady just couldn't take it. I mean, just a simple issue of either they could help themselves or maybe mother could serve. This went to such an extent. And finally, next day, this lady committed suicide. And now the mother, her son, her other son, all of them are behind the bars. So how, if we cannot manage situations intelligently, sagaciously, then it might, end in such a thing, somebody may get killed also. So friend, this is going to be today's topic. And the topic is how to manage critical situation in crisis with a positive frame of mind, with a practical solution. So I invite all of you to come forward and participate in the discussion. I remember last time I went to GTMC, what is that? GTMC club. So I just went there to attend. I was just sitting in one of the chairs as a guest. So I could see the team was engaging everyone in a very good conversation. And there were some 3-4 other guests who were participating. Every other question they were, answering properly. I was wondering to myself that why do even they have to come and attend a Toastmaster club? They are very fluent. They had dressed up in best of the dress. And they were very much engaging in the conversation. But when the table topic master came on the stage and he started inviting them, one by one, all of them came on to the stage. First person, he could not have proper eye contact with people. And he was just playing with his hands all the time. The other girl who was very active while she was sitting there and, answering to the team mod, she just kept looking back at the topic and just couldn't say anything. The other third person also who was very active, he also just freeze on stage. So although they were so good when they were part of the audience, they just could not speak properly when they came on stage. They got that stage fear. So friends, I invite you and just try to speak from your heart and take it as a challenge and come and let's see how it goes. Okay. So who would like to volunteer to come first?
Now you have made everybody conscious that you're now I'm all thinking.
Someone from the online. Okay, let's not invite guests first.
I can come.
Okay, please come. So Vidoshi, your topic going to be, supposing you are in a meeting. And in that meeting, everyone is speaking against you. You feel that you have not done any wrong. But still, everyone is alleging, criticizing, and speaking against you. How do you manage the situation at that point of time and after the meeting? All the best.
Hi, everyone. I understand that all of you have some reasons to be against me, and you all have your opinions. But I would like to hear that out. I would like to resolve that. I would like to know the rationale behind it, and I'll give my side of story as well. And let's please sort it out as we work in the same office, and we have to work together on different projects. So let's please hear each other out. I think that is a better way. Otherwise, we'll just mess it up even more for all of us, as it will go to the higher authorities. So I'm a very calm and a very composed person and a very nice person that way. So if you don't want to discuss it here, we can book a meeting room and we can separately discuss the issues. But this is my perspective, the presentation that we were discussing. I had a different opinion based on the facts that I had gathered from different websites or the data that I was doing analytics on. So this is how I handled the situation in the room that we were in. And now, as we are out, I would like to reach out to people. Maybe could text them, call them, reach out to their desk to take their feedback. I would like to know in my presentation what was wrong that everybody was so agitated. I would like to hear even from my seniors. I'll reach out to them. And I would like to hear the perspective, even if I'm wrong, I want to know where I was wrong and I'll work on it. So that was it. That is how I handled it.
Thank you, Virushi. That was a very good take. You tried to manage situation peacefully with a smiling face. And whenever I face a situation or whenever I face, what I usually do is, first of all, I accept it. Any allegation is on us. First of all, I want to defend it. That's the human disease, right? So what I do is I first of all accept it, that there could be some part of me also to play in this, that people are against me. And then I try to talk it out and try to find solution, and everything comes later. But first I need to accept it. Yes, there was a mistake. I am responsible. So who would like to come for the second topic? Please.
If nobody else, then I can.
Please. Vishal, what topic shall I give it to you? You're married, right?
Am I?
Married.
Yeah, I'm married. Okay.
You had a choice for going, but you didn't get choice.
Yeah, let's make it fair
Any
for
bits
you
of
as well.
being married?
Yeah. So your question is, because you're married, you had some problem with your wife. Okay. Now both of you are not talking. You have your ego, she has your ego. Now you have to act sagaciously. Okay. How do you handle this situation that you take the first step to go speak to her? Topic is clear?
Yeah, I think my wife might be watching this recording as well, so I have to choose my words wisely.
And carefully.
Yeah, carefully as well. So I'll come back to the specific, differences between me and my wife. But in any scenario, wherever, let's say, I feel that people are agitated, let's say all of you are right now unhappy with me, kind of similar situation to what Vidushi experienced. I would like to understand the reason why all of you are mad at me. Okay, so let me hear out the reason why. Sharad, you think you are mad at me? Just tell me the reason.
I'm not mad at you currently. I'm out of reasons.
Okay, so Sharad's madness is no reason.
No, his reason is that you picked them up. You put it out.
Okay, put him in the spotlight. So yeah, spotlight for Sharad. Okay, Vidushi, what do you think?
The same.
Spotlight again. Okay, +1. Nitin, what do you think?
You were irrational.
Okay,
You are wearing the same color code as him. You copied him. He's mad.
okay. Last one, Rashmi.
I think you're diverting from the topic. You have to.
Okay. So I totally understand why all of you are mad at me for all of these things. And be assured that after this meeting has ended, I'll reach out to all of you for that. Now, being married for 3 years, obviously, I have seen a lot of ups and downs in my life. I and my partner, we both have grown in this, in these 3 years. If she's mad at me, one thing which I have understood that in marriage is just like riding a bicycle. Like it's becoming more of a marriage gyan now. So marriage is more like a bicycle. If one of the tire is not functioning properly, it's going to fall. So I would like to hear the concern that my wife has. And I honestly is that kind of person who does not, have an ego. Not outside my personal life as well. Even if someone is nice to me, if they are not nice to me, and I feel that they have achieved something good, I always, go back to them, congratulate them that you have done a good job. So I think sometimes we have to keep our ego aside. If we actually want to resolve the situation, be the bigger man and be the person who tried to resolve the issue. That's it.
Thank you, Prashant. It seemed that you were diverting from the topic as pointed out by Rashmi, but finally you came up with a very good conclusion. Once a wife and a husband, they had a fight, and the husband had to catch up a flight early in the morning. So before sleeping, he couldn't speak to his wife. He wrote in a sheet of paper that please wake me up at 5 a.m. So next morning, he got up at 9 a.m. He just shouted at his wife, "Why didn't you wake me up? I wrote it and gave it to you." She just handed over another piece of paper to him in which it was written, "It is 5 a.m. in the morning, please get up." So it's important whenever we come up with any situation, we have to handle it very sensitively, right? So now when I'm inviting you for the next topic, any situation is given. So try to figure out if this happened to you in the past, you can talk about that situation. If it is not happened, you can create a situation and speak about it, right? Or just speak about a topic. If you come, then don't come up with a situation. Who would like to come next?
Any guests we have?
Rashmi, please come. After Rashmi, one of the guests, please be there. Rashmi, do you want an easy topic? Medium?
Super easy.
Okay. So your topic is, you have a friend of yours who hates you to the core. How to love someone who hates you? All the best.
How to love someone who hates you. Okay, so I've had a lot of friends in my life, and it has been a whole lot of journey where you meet different kind of people in your life. Some will love you to the core, some will not like you, some will, maybe think bad about me or like that. So I think during this whole journey, what I feel, you'll meet different kinds of people in your life. You have to decide with whom you want to, share your life with. If someone doesn't like me, first of all, I want to understand what is the reason behind it. What is the core problem behind it? Have I done something bad to the person? Or is there anything that has triggered their past or, has affected something in their life? So earlier, I used to run away from the hard conversations. But with time, I have realized how important it is to have the real conversation with the person. So I would, if there is a friend who is like, who hates me, first of all, I want to do that hard conversation with that person. I want to understand what is the reason behind it. And I want to figure out how I can put my part into it and how I can make it better. But if in the long run, if it's not, good for both of us, then I would like to take a step back so that it's healthy for both of us. It has, so that I can also have a peace with it, and sure, he can also have a peace with it. So that is how I'm gonna deal with this situation sagaciously.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you. Thank you for this faith. You would reach out to him, try to understand, give time, try to understand, and come out of the conflict which you have with your friend. So I would request one of the guests to please come. Yeah.
After that, I think Pallavi has faced him.
All right. Radha? Yes. Your question is, you had a friend.
Yeah.
You revealed a secret to your friend. Very confidentially, you told something about you, trusting him that he will never tell it to anyone. And he goes and just exposes you in front of everybody. How would you take the situation? How would you handle it?
Okay, let's think.
On the best.
Okay, let's think. The first of all, if he try to share my secrets to anybody, first of all, I will beat him. Because he's my friend, yeah, because I trust you. I told you about my problems and my secrets. So, why you share to anybody? Because it's a talk about you and me. The first reason is I will beat him with my friends.
Down the street.
That's it. And after I will say, sorry, brother. It's okay, but it's okay, you know. But the next time, please don't do this like this thing again. That's it.
Next time again.
Thank you, sir. So, if I was on your shoes and if I had revealed a secret and the person exposed me, so I would take it positively, take it as a good lesson that I should not be keeping secrets. I should try to be an open book because a good lesson learned now. Now onwards I'll be careful and try to not have secrets in life. Okay. So next. Pallavi. Okay. So your topic is Pallavi. On the similar lines, you had a person in your life. It could be anybody from your family. It could be your friend, elder, younger. You trusted him so much, him or her so much. And finally, he or she hurt your feeling. The person you trusted the most, loved the most, he or she hurt you. You are miserable now. How do you handle this situation?
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun, for the wonderful topic. I recently learned this lesson to be kind to people who are mean to you. I had a situation at office where I had a heated argument with my boss, and it ended in a very bad note that I wanted to quit or I wanted to change my team. And this was the same guy I worked with, same manager I worked with from last 2 years, and he was my mentor. But he broke my trust. He did a lot of things which didn't was ethical, and it was wrong. He did a lot of harassment, psychological isolation to a lot of women in our team, and I have reported him to HR, and the case is going on. So the one thing I felt was that I felt broken because seeing your mentor turn into your enemy gets very difficult to deal with. So what steps I've taken is to report him. Second is to work on my peace of mind, because it definitely had a devastating effect on my health. I took care of my health, started working out, started a little bit of mindful practices. Third, I've learned my lesson to still be kind to him, even if he has done whatever he has done. It's difficult, but it's worth it, because you should not change yourself for the people around you. Over to you, Toastmaster Arjun. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you for this take. Once a saint was seen near the shore of a river, bank of a river. There was a scorpion. What do you call it? Scorpion? Scorpion, right? There was a scorpion who was drowning into the water, and he was trying to save him with a leaf. The person who was watching from a distance, he noticed that the saint was trying to save this little creature. On the other hand, scorpion was biting him. Sting was biting. So the person said, why do you want to save it? You want to save it. On the other hand, it is trying to bite you, not missing an opportunity. So the sage said that his nature is to bite, and my nature is to save people. Let him stick to his nature, I will stick to my nature. So this is what we should be doing if, whenever faced with reversals, we should be sticking to our principles. And that is what the topics are revealing today. Who would like to come for next? Please stand. Come. Okay. So your topic is, in life, sometimes people keep asking us many things. Supposing your friend asks you, you have a brand new bike, and your friend asks for a ride. He wants to take the bike for the ride. You know that he's a very rash driver. How to say no to people? You can take this situation or any other situation. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun, for the wonderful topic. So let's assume I've just bought a new car, right? And my friend here, Vishal, he asked me to, he wants to take it out for a spin. And, I know that Vishal he doesn't know driving, right? So how do I say no to him? I will tell Vishal that, hey, Vishal, this car, I have poured my life savings into this car. And now you tell me that you want to take it for a ride. You do not know driving. How will you ensure that my car does not get damaged? And I will listen to what he has to say. So let's say Vishal comes up with a convincing argument and he says, hey, no, I want to take your car out for a spin. So I'll say, okay, on one condition. I want to not say no to him. I want to give him the thing that he wants to do, but on one condition. You will ride as a co-passenger and I will send a driver with you. I will send another friend, basically, who I know is a very good driver, so that Vishal can have his joyride. And I also end up saying no to him, but in a congenial way. So that is how I would go ahead and do that. Thank you.
Okay, next volunteer.
Vivek from the online audience design.
Vivek, you ready?
Yeah, please.
So for you, the topic is let me have a look.
You always read it and give. You have a very good memory.
No, this painting.
Yeah.
I have a tough one and an easy one. Which one you want?
What easy one?
What is it?
Easy one.
Easy one. Okay, you have a friend, and whenever you make plans, whether it's a plan to go for a visit to some place, plan to take up an initiative, plan to go for a movie, you have this friend of yours who says you yes all the time, but just last moment, 5 minutes before, it's like we had 3 speakers, only 2 speakers we have now. But the last minute they inform that no, I cannot come. How do you take such a situation? How do you handle it?
Okay, so I think it's a common situation, and the friend usually in my group. So I am the friend who generally denied on the last moment.
It's your story.
Yeah, it's my story. But yeah, if it is done from anybody from my group, then what I take a resolution resolve to avoid this situation, that while making plans, I'll ask to all my friends to pay a certain amount, and I pre-book all these non-refundable things. Okay, so if he denies at a later stage, then this would be his loss. So I think this is the only solution I can get, and this is the only practical solution. So I think moving forward, I will apply this condition, and if it is done, then I think the remaining people which are coming on the plan, then we will share the pictures, the videos of the visit. The basically we will try to make him fun like that. He would be missing the plan. So that is how I will handle the situation. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. If I have to face a similar situation, I would just accept it. I would know that this person will always come at the last and he would say no. So I would already know in my mind that let us not keep my expectations high so that it will not hurt me later.
Yes.
So next volunteer.
He said we'll meet that person.
Sharad, please come. Okay, Sharad, the topic for you is there's some people who don't listen. Even if they are doing something wrong, we keep telling them they're not ready to improve, they're not ready to correct. So how to teach things to people who don't want to be corrected?
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. It's a wonderful topic. So I think everybody listen, but their way of listening is different. So we should vibe with that person so that he understand you and listen to you. I would make him to vibe on his frequency, like whatever he likes to do, or whatever any sport he likes, or any games he likes, or any films he likes. So any common mutual interest we have, then we can start a talk with them on that note. And with this, we can share something common between us. So one connection is already built with that person and ourselves. And with that, we can definitely talk beyond that and start what I want to convey to him. This way, I think he listens, and he not only listen, maybe he do the thing like what you want to say or what you want to convey to him, your message to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharad. Thanks for your take. So whenever a new bride comes to a house, it's a new house for her. So what mother-in-law does, if she has to teach anything to the daughter-in-law, she doesn't tell her directly. Instead, she tells it to her daughter. Any wrong her daughter does, she scolds to her daughter because there's a relation of 20, 30 years with her daughter. And when daughter-in-law sees that, she learns it. So sometimes directly telling people, it doesn't help. We have to tell in a roundabout fashion, tell it to somebody else, and he or she learns it. All right? How much time do we have?
We can take one more.
Okay, last topic. Last volunteer.
Please, you should cover.
I can't hear house.
I'm going to try to spell in the box.
Yes, Vineet, which company do you work in?
Currently, I'm in transition.
All right. There's a name of the company or you are under transition?
I'm actually under transition.
All right. So the previous company you worked in, you took up a project.
Okay.
You put in your hard work, executed it. But somebody else, one of your colleagues, took credit for this. He went to the boss and told that I finished this first. How do you take this? Got it? Should I repeat?
Sure.
Okay. So somebody else.
I got your point.
Understood.
I'm thinking.
Take your time.
So, if you worked in IT, it happens like every once in a while, happens regularly. So there was some occasions where I worked for it. I worked hard, got the project executed, but some other person took the credit. But like I said, in IT, there is always a backup, right? So you always rely on the backup. So I had some valid proof that it was me who worked on it. I talked to my boss, showed him the proof and all. Like, if you work in the IT sector, always a check in, check out. timings are recorded whenever you do the project, you make a certain, I would say, so you reach a certain point. So again, and then it was up to the boss to decide like who to trust or not. So I guess sometimes I made my point valid. Sometimes I made my point known to him. Sometimes I failed to do that. That's it.
Thank you very much. If I come across a similar situation, again, I would just accept it. If it is in my karma, I will be rewarded in the future. So I'll just accept it and just wait, what is there. What is there and on my table. Okay. So with this, I complete the table topics for today, and back to the Miss
Vidushi.
Vidushi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. It was good to see you in this role for the first time, and you were good. I hope everybody enjoyed the table topic section. So before we move to the evaluation section, I would like to come to the closing section of our theme, which is rewriting our own story. So in the end, I would like to leave everybody with a message that we always have choices in life. We are never stuck. This is a statement that we generally make, that we are stuck, but literally we are never stuck. We always have choices. And like the book that I was referring about, there is no midnight library in real life. We own our choices, even if our decisions are not right. We make up for that. We make up for it. We take another decision, and we live with it, and we move ahead. I think that is how it works. And in the end, I want all of you to take the pen and paper and write any one decision that you want to make in near future, or any one change, or anything to rewrite your story. If you have anything, please write it. And so that everybody takes up something when they leave this room. Kashyap, you have something?
No. This is really.
Would anyone like to share if they have already written? If it is not confidential, I'm not beat up like him.
I have written that, sometimes I get carried away by people's emotion. If they're not behaving properly, I expect them to behave properly. And despite telling them repeatedly, they don't change it. And it hurts me. I've written that I have to make myself emotionally more mature, so that if they are not improving, that should not disturb me much. That's their take, they don't want to improve. I should just not bother them. That should not hurt me.
That's great, Toastmaster Arjun. Anybody else? All right. I hope everybody wants to keep it confidential, so I not come into it. So and hand to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Pallavi, over to you, and you can take up the evaluation section.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidushi. We learned a lot from today's session. It was a great ways of asking people to share their stories, and we got to learn a lot, hopefully. Everyone had the same experience as me. Moving on evaluation. So let me describe the sequence. First, we're gonna evaluate the speeches. And second, I'll ask my tag team to share the report. And third, I'll come and evaluate the whole meeting. For first section, a speech evaluation, I would like to ask Toastmaster Vishal to come and share the evaluation first, because he has a prior commitment and he needs to leave early. Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi. Toastmaster Kashyap, now that you have settled in, thing out in again, before I start with your evaluation, I just want you to self-reflect on your speech. I mean, before coming here, on a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared you were, And after you have delivered the speech, how would you read that again? So before coming here, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared you were from your perspective? 4. 4, okay. And then now that you have delivered the speech, have you just justified to that, or you have delivered above expectation or below expectation?
Not justified.
Okay. But in terms of score, like you still give it 5. So it's at least better than what you initially thought, right? Okay. So it's always good to start with some self-reflection, because it's good to hear what other things about us, but it's also, good for us to understand where do we stand and how do we assess ourselves. So I think starting with the structure of the speech, you started your speech with a very, very interesting question of have you ever been in a room full of strangers? So I think that was a very nice way of taking everyone attention to yourself. So I really like the way you asked that. If I talk about the structure of the speech, so introduction was good. The overall length was good. You talked about different facets of life and how food is very important to you. So, I mean, I can see how passionate you are about food. So the introduction was good. It set the context well about why you have chosen this topic and what the audience is going to learn about the specific topics in the body and the conclusion. Then you transition really well from introduction to the body. You had a lot of stories today in your speech, which is very, very great, because at the end of the day, we are human. We relate to stories rather than the numbers and anything else. So I think you had some really nice stories. Then you also asked some questions during your speech from the audience. So again, that's what is a good way to engage the audience. Then the conclusion was good. You again like transition well from the body to the conclusion, and you summarized everything with a good call to action as well. So if I talk about some non-verbal aspects in your speech, so voice clarity, first of all, your voice clarity is perfect. Like whenever any word comes out of your mouth, it's very easily, recognizable. So good job on that. In terms of eye contact, I see that initially, like you were probably focusing on this part, or you were looking at outside the room as well. But eventually, like you focused your eyes here, and then initially you were not looking at this side because like two members are sitting here as well. But eventually, like you realized that and you improved on that. So great job there. One thing which I really love about you is your stage presence. I mean, every time you come on the stage, it's like you own the stage. You understand that, okay, relax, I am on the stage, I'm going to talk about whatever you ask me to talk. So I think in terms of confidence, being on the stage is great. In terms of body language, you showed some conversation between yourself and your client, and then you very skillfully move between the two places. That when it was client, I think you were standing here, and then when it was Kashyap, you were standing there. So good job there as well. In terms of some of the improvement areas, I would say your introduction was good, but body was maybe a little bit more lengthy in terms of the content. So yeah, try to keep balance between, let's say 30, 40, 30, or maybe 20, 60, 60 like that. Focus a little bit on your voice modulation, because generally like your voice is very high pitched. So it becomes a little bit challenging to, focus on keywords. And then take adequate pauses wherever you feel makes sense. In terms of stage usage, you utilize the stage well, but again, like when you are moving in the stage, try to move with a purpose. That if you are going from here to here, it signifies something for the audience. From here to here, again, it signifies something for the audience. Just don't move for the sake of moving, because then like people do not relate anything to that. One thing which I would like you to incorporate in your next speeches is gesture. I mean, you have really nice way of like using the gestures, but if you are doing that, probably like stand behind this and don't go a little bit too, close to them. I mean, like don't point like that or like that. I mean, you can stand here and maybe like more politely, you can point out at what do you think or what's your view, like that. So these are the improvement areas where you can work on. Overall, I think you have literally killed it. You have overachieved the objective of the speech, and I'm definitely looking forward to your next speeches. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Pallavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Now I would like to call our evaluator two that is Toastmaster Anurag to evaluate speech number 1 that given by Toastmaster Simran.
Sometimes the best way to move forward is to slow down. I believe I already acted on your suggestion. I took a break from my Toastmaster life for 5 months, and now I'm joining again. Toastmaster Simran, we all loved your speech. The things that stand out for me, you started with a question that basically reflects the audience engagement. All the audience was engaged on you. Secondly, throughout your speech, you were smiling, you looked confident, and your hand gestures were also visible. Moreover, I also noticed, even before you started your speech, while the Toastmaster team was still running over there, sometimes due to, stage fearing and anxiety comes. You are on the stage, but, the stage is not handed over to you. But you didn't lose that charm. You maintain it. And secondly, and thirdly, the message for the audience. And the related things, sometimes slowing down helps you to discover the new things. So it had all the engagement of the good speech. You look confident, you had a smiling over there was message for the audience, and you started with a question. But again, there are a couple of things that I would like to advise you, you can incorporate in your speech and take it to the next level. The first one, I notice you have given multiple references there, like Shah Rukh Khan, Ratan Tata, and I think there's one more was there over there. I want your speech, 1 or 2 stories from your own life, where you slow down and how it helped you. You didn't improve, but it had lessons for you rather than these references, because our motion, our attention gets diverted to multiple things. The second part was in your speech in the midway, I just felt, yes, you are about to close your speech because the message was coming again and again. So a little bit you need to work on the organization of your speech. It should have a starting, it should have a body, which should not have more than 1 or 2 references over there. Then it should have a proper conclusion. Overall, I would say it was a wonderful speech. I'm not sure because I'm joining after a long time. It's your first or second speech. You look confident, smiling was there, hand movement, body gestures was there. That is very near if you're just starting your career in the Toastmaster life. And I'm very much sure with, little bit of these adjustments on the organization of your structure, keeping references for 1 or 2, you can make your speech to the next level. And finally, our goal is not to be, perfect today. We just want to be better tomorrow. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anurag. Now, moving on to the second element of evaluation, I would like to call my tag team one by one, starting with timer, Toastmaster Sharad. Could you please share the evaluation?
Thank you, Pallavi. Just give me a second. I'll share my timer report. Hi everyone. So here is the timer report on the screen, and I see so many colors today. It makes a holy out of the thing. And today so many people are on within time limit, but except few. So in the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Simran took 6 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Kashyap took 7 minutes 35 seconds. In table topic section, Vidushi took 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Vishal took 2 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Rashmi took 1 minute 40 seconds. Guest Saurabh took only 50 seconds. Pallavi took 1 minute 40 seconds. Yatin took 1 minute 28 seconds. Guest Vivek took 1 minute 21 seconds. Myself took 1 minute 6 seconds. Toastmaster Vinay took 1 minute 4 seconds. And in the last evaluator section, Toastmaster Anurag, sorry, it's my mistake. It's Toastmaster Vishal took 5 minutes 10 seconds, and Toastmaster Anurag took 2 minutes 31 seconds. And I think time is very important. And I have seen in Toastmaster, especially if you are in the contest, then each second matter. And I hope with the more practice, we can be on timing, especially in the speeches section, because by the extension of 1 second only, they don't give any extra grace, and you will be disqualified from the speech. So with this, I'll hand over back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Pallavi. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharad. Now I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Vineet to share a counter report.
Thank you. This was my first time noticing the filler words. I believe when Arjun invited me for as a guest speaker, I used a few filler words like that I noticed for myself. And then I don't know about Yatin, if his I think when he was asked for his opinion, he used a few filler words. He used the filler words like 3 to 4 times. But I don't know if that counts because he was a part of the speech. He was asked for his opinion.
Yeah, during the meeting, if anybody speaks in any section, that is counted.
Okay. And also one speaker from online, I don't see him now. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. He used a few filler words. And then also Vishal, when he was evaluating, then also he used some filler words like, and I think the word 2 times at least I noticed. And then again, none of the speakers, the prepared speeches, I didn't notice any filler words. Again, that was me. That was all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vineet. Now I would like to call, last but not the least, our grammarian on stage to share the grammarian report.
So I would like to start with the outstanding use of the English language. So these words and these lines are not fancy, but the interesting language choices that the speakers made. So the first is jeopardizing the trip used by Toastmaster Vishal. And he also said it's a domino effect. Then Toastmaster Vidushi said pay was in peanuts. Then Toastmaster Simran said pushing yourself to the limit, embracing the slow growth. Then Toastmaster Kashyap, you said intricate blend of food and flavors. It will open a new world. Toastmaster Arjun, you said keep pondering on our story. And Toastmaster Pallavi, you mentioned it had a devastating effect in my health. Next is not so good usage of English. Someone said my boss is after my life. It should be my boss was after my life. Then someone said it doesn't results in anything. Instead of results, it should be result. It doesn't result in anything. Then someone said I have become much more wiser. Instead of wiser, it should be I have become much more wise, or I have become wiser. So more and wiser will not go together. Next is someone said now I'm joining again. It should be now I have joined again. Then someone said you did not improve. It should be you did not improve instead of improved. And lastly, the word of the day was used by Toastmaster Arjun and Toastmaster Rashmi. But unfortunately, the phrase of the day wasn't used by anyone. So I would encourage that, we should incorporate both word of the day and phrase of the day in our future speeches. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Now I would like to evaluate the overall meeting. Our overall meeting was great in terms of engagement. I could see a lot of participation from everyone, whether it was during a T-mode speech or during a table topic. People were engaged, people were listening, giving feedback, talking. That's great. Just one thing I would like to give a feedback to Toastmaster Vidushi is that if she can start with a little bit more energy, so that she can set the stage for everyone to evaluate. Basically, she can start a little bit more energy so that everyone set a mood for the meeting. I think starting with the story was great, but starting and making sure that everybody is coming together with the full energy. I think a little bit improvement there could happen. Other than that, the overall Timot's speech engagement was great. Regarding the table topic, Toastmaster Arjun, you speak from your heart for sure. Every time you're on stage, you like engage. Your engagement is 100%. You tried your best to make sure that everybody got a chance to speak and participate in table topic. I really appreciate that. The only thing is that not for anyone, but for the overall meeting, I would give couple of feedback. The first is time boundness. Like if we have 3 rounds in a Toastmaster meeting, that is prepared speech, table topic, and evaluation, we should have a proper time bound for each section so that there is no haste in the end, because I could see that when Toastmaster Arjun was trying to ask more people to participate, we were just looking at the timers. So being very mindful with the time, I think that will help. The second thing is setting the stage for the meeting when it comes to mic mic configuration. Let me put this mic configuration or mic checks or whatever the video quality check. I think that needs to be done before the meeting rather than during the meeting, so that we can start on time. Though there was not much delay today, but that will also give us an opportunity to start the meeting every time on time when we have everything in place. Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to hand over the stage to our president, Toastmaster Sharad. Over to you.
You can hand over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vidushi.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi. Just a second. So I know all of you want to keep your thoughts confidential, but as we have some time, would anyone else like to share what are the new goals or whatever they had written for themselves? Rashmi, anything you have thought of?
I have written just 2 simple goals that I have to be consistent in the meeting, Toastmasters meeting, and swimming classes.
That's good. I think all of us should have goals for Toastmasters. That's a good marketing strategy from us. Sharad, do we have the voting link also?
Yeah, I'm preparing that.
Okay. All right. Anyone else from the online audience? Dikshita, we haven't heard you today. Are you there?
Complete on.
Okay.
I can talk about the first question you asked in the beginning. That in the library, which book you will find and relate to with your past. For me, if I have to find a book in a library, and that would be a rewriting of the story, that book would be. See, I may think of changing my past. I may have so many desires that I could not do this, I could have done like that, but there's no point of crying over spilt milk, right? So I would need a book which will tell me that just accept whatever you are and go ahead with that. So that would be my take and my book, which will be whatever happened is happened. Now I have to accept it and go with that.
Eventually, this is the truth, but as we all are greedy, we want to go back and change things. But that book is really nice. I mean, it's a recommendation from my side for people who like to read.
Midnight Library.
Midnight Library. It's a very good
book. I think saw it in one of the cafes. So I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It's the blue, it has the blue
Yes.
wallpaper, right? It's not wallpaper, the cover.
Could repeat the book name, Midnight what?
Midnight Library. So I read it in
All
one.
that you mentioned, it's written on the back of the book as well. If you have like the whole journey, life is or the library, and we can choose one book.
Yeah.
something like that.
It's a very interesting story. I mean, eventually, when you start the book, you know the end, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the end is quite predictable, like the Bollywood movies. You know the hero and the heroine are going to meet each other. It's going to be a happy ending. So like this also, when you start the book, you know that eventually this women will have the lesson, but how the the story unfolds, the experiences she has, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Would like to just add one thing. Arjun said regarding people that he also has an expectation from people that they should act in a certain way. Even I was like that, and then when people not used to act according to my belief system or my expectation, I used to get a little furious. So I've learned this in life. I read this book, and it's a beautiful book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbin. I'm sharing the picture from Amazon. It's on the screen, this one. And this book teaches you about giving that space to people to let them be the they want to be. And you trying to understand their perspective and them trying to understand your perspective. It's basically a mutual relationship, mutual understanding. So this book actually gave me that lesson that it's okay that people can differ from you, and and that's completely okay. You can let them be what they want to be, and you can still be who you are.
Thank you, Pallavi, for sharing the recommendation. I'll definitely try it out. And do we also have any guest here? Sir, can we take your feedback till the time?
I don't.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything.
If you have thoughts, can I share it?
Sure, sure. Go ahead.
Sometimes overthink can suck your activities and kill your energy. Rather than think, rather than overthinking, you can use this energy for execution.
Right. That's great. Anybody else? We just had one guest today.
There was one more who left.
Okay, all right. Sharad, do we have the link now?
Yes, yes. I posted in the group, not in the group, the chat.
All right, so I would request everybody to vote for their favorite role players. The link is in the chat. Otherwise, any feedback in general from people? How was the meeting? Any improvement areas? We are very open to it.
I think we should have the table topic evaluation as well.
Yeah, so generally what we do these days is as a general evaluator, if the GE has time, that person can take a short feedback for all the table topic speakers if it is feasible, considering the count of people who were coming up on stage and the time that they had.
Now it's shared.
Generally, we do
Just
that.
share.
The GE takes. The link is there. Would request everybody to go there and vote. Name members. Guest group also and paste if it is not. You are tracking, right? How many people have voted?
Facing some technical challenge in doing that. Let us know if anyone have voted or not. We have received 10 responses so far. 10 people are on.
9 people are in the room
Yeah.
itself, and I understand 3 people in the online meeting room. So if anybody is left, please vote. We are taking out the results. So I have the responses, starting with the best auxiliary role player. It was between our timer Toastmaster Sharad, our grammarian Toastmaster Rashmi, and our counter Toastmaster Vineet. Any guesses? I can see Toastmaster Sharad. Toastmaster Sharad, over to you. Can somebody click a picture, please? Thank you. Congratulations. Then coming to the next category, which is the best role player, it was between Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vidushi, our table topic master, Toastmaster Arjun, and our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Pallavi. Somebody has to come there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Into the next category, which is the best prepared speaker. It was between Toastmaster Simran and Toastmaster Kashyap. And I think both of them were really good. And I could see that they were really fighting for votes. So they are very close, but it is Toastmaster Simran. Congratulations, Toastmaster Simran. Are you going to click a picture, Sharad?
Yes.
Okay.
Can do virtual handshake. Thank you.
Done.
Yeah.
Now coming to the next category, which is the best speech evaluator. It was between Toastmaster Vishal and Toastmaster Anurag, and it is Toastmaster Anurag, the best evaluator for the Thank you. I think there is one last category. We'll go to that. Yes. There are so many people that I have to see the color coding. Oh, so there are 3 people who have the same percentage. So best table topic speakers, there were multiple people: Toastmaster Vidushi, Toastmaster Rashmi, Toastmaster Vishal, guest Saurav, Toastmaster Pallavi, Toastmaster Yatin, guest Vivek, Toastmaster Sharad, and Toastmaster Vineet. So 3 people have same percentages, which is Toastmaster Vidushi, Toastmaster Rashmi, and Toastmaster Vishal. Congratulations. Can we take a Zoom feed? Vishal. Vishal. Can we take a Zoom feed? Everybody can join here. And who is going to click?
Pallavi.
Pallavi, can you click a picture? Arjun, I think you are not. On the other frame.
I'm there.
I'm taking one more. Smile. Done.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Arjun, your half face came. Sorry, I had just saw the picture now.
Other frame, I think I'm there. Yeah, the other frame.
The other.
Sharad has an intervention to make.
Important point. Can anybody sit down, please, for a minute?
Yes, sure.
Sorry, actually, I got some hiccups in making the voting link, so I didn't came up with the announcement earlier. So, an important announcement is that today we are going to conduct a moment of truth for our club. This is the reflection of what we have done in our club, and there are some questions which you need to rate it from 1 to 10. And I will sending you to all individually to your WhatsApp, and you just filled it out. This is a survey kind of thing where some questionnaire in there, and you have to fill it out from 1 to 10, and based on that we can came to know like how we are going in our club and what are the areas we can improve on it. So it's very important for us, so please take out 5 minutes or 10 minutes and do answer all the questions. And once you done it, just message me on the WhatsApp only that you have submitted your moment of truth survey.
Where is the link?
I'll share you after the means afternoon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
Yeah.